Hi, this is Mark from Shellmark Sales again. So today I'm going to do a virtual walkthrough of how we have our office set up and the equipment we use. First started reselling, I really didn't know how I needed things set up or what's the best equipment, so I scoured the internet, looking at YouTube, looking at different things, and I found pieces from different videos and different things that I really liked, and I incorporated those into this office setup. Now, when you first start reselling, your main focus is, getting inventory, spending money on that. So we couldn't buy some of the things that we have today when we first started, but as we grew, we would make a purchase, or we would take a little bit of risk and buy that next thing to make it easier. For example, we used to print out our labels and tape them on the box. Well, then I saw a video or something about thermal label printers, and we got one of those, and that's really been a big time saver on ink and money wise. So, but we couldn't do that in the beginning. We couldn't spend the $200 or $150 or whatever on a thing because we were buying inventory. But as you grow, you're going to want to increase the efficiency and by getting equipment to help you do your job better. So let's go ahead and start the walkthrough of the office. And how we have things set up. This is just to show you what we do. If you see anything that is better than what I got, or if you have any questions about any of the equipment that we use, just leave it in the comments and I'll let you know where we got it, or if I remember, and maybe send you a link where it is. So basically this is the office. We redid our basement a few years ago and we built this room down here. I worked at home for the last 4 or 5 years of my job, so this is where I worked every day. Now it's turned into my reseller office. So basically we'll start on the right side here. That's the bird. He comes down every day with me. Sal, been around about 30 years in the family. Doesn't talk, but just part of the family. So behind the door here, I have a CD rack. Bought a bunch of CDs about 2 years ago for next to nothing. Threw them online, brought some out to the flea market. I've gotten my money back years ago on these, and they just sit here. And I've probably sold this rack 2 or 3 times out. Each one has a number on it. I don't look for titles or whatever, so one sells, I pull it, I move everything up or down, up, and then when the bottom shelf gets empty, I just put some more up, and I just keep it rolling. When summer gets here, I'll pull out some of them, bring to the flea market, put some fresh ones in. I would say the rack probably paid for my eBay store 4 months out of the year, but it just sits behind the door. They're easy to do, not big money, but you might bring some people in. Over here is our postcard area. This whole setup here is set up to do 38 to 40,000 postcards. We're nowhere near that number right now, but we built it out to grow. So over here, these boxes all have listed cards in them, and these are empty over here except for a few on top in there. And right now we're working over here because it's easier to walk over to, but later on as it gets full, we'll move the number 1 box over there and work left to the right. I did a video on how we do the inventory for postcards, so if you get a chance, take a look at that. Above is some other shelves also built for postcards, but right now we're using it for our top shelf, we call it, for our higher end action figures. We got the 112 Mescos. This Merman just came in. He sells for $180. The Witcher figure just came in. These little figures right here, they sell for $100 a piece. Avengers, Wonder Woman 80, Ultraman 50. This one's like 150. John Wick, new deluxe box just came in. Did a video on him. 70, the DeLorean for Back to the Future. So that's basically that part of the office, which is to the right of my desk. Down here, we keep boxes that we sell toys with. Like we just got the Wolverine and the new one. And when they're processed, they go in the box, and everything gets a SKU number on it down here. And then when this box gets full, we bring it over to the storage unit. Over here, we keep our vintage magazine ads. Like this one's something about a washer, This one is some baby one, but everything has a number on it. And we have about 500 of these online, and they just sit right down there. Over here is any pre-orders that go out. At that guy and that John Wick's already been sold. That's just some collectible stuff that I've gotten, some extra boxes. Then over here, as you notice, we have two areas. We got the brown table and the yellow type table. This is the processing area. Everything comes in here to get worked on, photographed, and then we have a little cart we put it on. But right now we don't have a lot of that. But that's basically our setup. We have LED lights. Got rid of the halogen because I didn't like the heat with all this cardboard. So the LED lights. Little fan, a TV. Over here is the shipping area. We have our peanuts, our bubble wrap. Then the boxes we use, we only use certain types of boxes. The only priority box we use is the 12-12-8. They're a little heavier. We don't use them too often. We use the 12-10-8, 8-6-4, 12-6-6, 15-10-6, and the 10-8-6, and the 6-4-4s. So right here I can tell exactly how much I got. I don't go hunting down boxes, etc. These are the eBay boxes we get with our two stores, and that's it. I've got a little junk drawer tape. Over here is our supplies. I keep all our cleaning supplies at top for two reasons. One, gets it out of the way. Two, I have 3 little grandchildren, so I don't want them getting into any of that. We keep packing tape here. We use masking tape when we're putting stuff inside boxes. We don't tape it with this tape. We don't want anybody to cut themselves with a razor blade or the product. So we found that using masking tape on bubble wrap and stuff inside works really well. These are roller labels right here for the shipping labels. These are address labels for Dymo, and these are inventory removable stickers. So right here I can tell exactly what I need to look at. If I need to run low on something, I need to order it. I always have the stock. This right here was an auction that's going to sell. It's a lot of Tweety Bird, Looney Tunes. I got picked up, threw it on auction, just a whole bunch of miscellaneous things. This box here is postcards that didn't make it online for some reason, doubles or whatever. When that box is full, I'll bring it out to the flea market. I have the gentleman, he'll give me 20 bucks for that. We buy things in bulk. We buy rubber bands to do different things with. We don't buy these at the store anymore, Ziploc bags. We buy them by the quantity of a 500. And we got quart and 2-gallon Ziploc bags. Little scale for shipping, Wi-Fi extender. But that's basically the whole processing area right there when it comes in. Over here, back here is all our computer stuff. Over here is our battery backups and UPS power conditioners. A lot of people ask me, do they really need one? My career was in electronics. I worked for an electric company, utility, for over 20 years as IT manager. We had UPSs and generators, and we were the electric company, so the answer is always yes. I write right on the side there when to replace the battery in them. I don't want any battery bulging. I want to make sure I keep my equipment up to date. So January 22, I need to order a new battery for that one. This right here was a neat little box for getting your transformers. You just put your transformers in the box. The cables go out to the side. They make different wooden ones, and then it keeps everything nice and neat out of the way. My feet used to get tangled up in there. We try to do some cable management, but I don't like to tie them all down as I move things around. I have 2 monitors on there. Got a computer, 16 gig of memory, i7, 6 core. Just upgraded that. It has 9 USB ports. I outgrew my other one. This is a Varidesk stand-up desk that I use. I had some surgery on my spine last year, in my neck, and I couldn't sit down, so I went on about the biggest and best one. I didn't go with some of the off-brands. This has been solid. It works great. It just goes up and down. It's delivered. Really easy to use. I don't get any money for Varidesk. I'm just telling you that I was able to continue working after that surgery. 2 monitors. Always have my stuff up. Webcam. I do have some helicopters in here. I bought on one of my first hauls. This was a pretty neat one. It's got a price tag of $100 still on it, but I kind of like them. So they've kind of hung in my office forever. Over here is part of the desk. We have the twin turbo Dymo. This side does inventory labels, this side does addresses for the postcard envelopes, and that's the Rollo printer, thermal printer for shipping labels. We also have a little barcode scanner for reading the barcodes. Down there we keep international labels, computer paper. This printer is just a regular DeskJet. Pixma bought it real cheap years ago. I want to get a laser printer, but this one just won't die. Postcard scanner. I have a laptop over here with a buyer's account for eBay, and also I look at our postcard store and do quality checks to make sure I didn't flip any pictures. Everything's okay as I list postcards. Microphone for web. I have this is a magnifier to look at postcards or anything I need to look closer at. Over here is envelopes for international, and this is domestic for postcards pre-stamped with return address and stamps. So when I sell a postcard, I just got to grab right off of here. These two racks here, this is miscellaneous. This is all paperwork for the month. This is any bills, expenses, whatever. The one standing up is the month before. I don't process the paper 100% until the next month because of refunds or any changes and stuff like that. So when I process this month, I'll finish up the last month. But everything goes in here. I basically look at it once a month in the morning to do the paperwork for the month, but I get receipts, anything goes in there. That's for the month. Little work area I put together for doing things. Those are our ads for magazines. Down there is poly mailers. We don't use a lot of them. Just a little stack of DVDs. This over here is another computer setup. I used to use the small format computer for the business, but I kind of outgrew it. These two computers can actually run my business. They're a backup. This is basically storage. Will run everything. Have a backup Dymo. Since we sell hundreds of postcards, I always have to make sure I have one ready in case the twin turbo goes out. But this computer setup now is connected to the postcard scanner, so as I'm scanning postcards, I'm not tying up my work computer. So that's what this area over here is for. Over here are some books I got for sale, strategy guides. These are postcard, clear sleeves, some different stamps. Over here, craft mailers for DVD, CDs, and postcards. These are pre-stamped envelopes with the stamp and the return address on. There's 400 envelopes here. These are blank envelopes. We buy them by the thousands. 2,000, 4,000, whatever at a time. This is about 1,000 right here. These envelopes here are already got the return address on. So when I get this low, I just grab from here, put the stamps on, and then move them to the small shelf over there. And these move up here. So I can look and see what we need to order. If this gets down real low, then I need to go get some or order some. Here is some the workup for the magazine ads. These are the boards, these are the sleeves. When I sell a magazine ad, it goes in one of these envelopes. Cardboard's already inside. We keep about 50 of these up at all time. Some extra CDs and miscellaneous down there. But that's basically what we use for a setup in our office. We do have a storage unit off-site that we just store things in. We don't keep too much collectibles here. They get processed, they go in the boxes underneath, and then they get moved over to the storage unit. But that's the office setup. I forgot to mention, and that's what my chair rolls on. So this chair has wheels, and it does roll, but it doesn't roll as well on carpeting, and I didn't want to wear the carpeting out. Well, I got one of those plastic mats, and I wore a hole through it over a year's time. So I went out and I started doing some research, and what I found is these tempered glass chair mats. They're actually glass, and they said you can drop a computer on them in there. So I got 2 of them because they fit perfectly from my desk over to there, and I can roll back and forth. I don't have to wear them out or anything like that. This is probably one of the best things I found to roll back and forth on. I'll go ahead and put a link in the comments below for these. They come shipped in a box. You just take them out, put them on there. I did put a piece of tape across them because this one has a little bit of room to slide, but otherwise I've dropped a coffee cup on them and a few things, and they haven't shattered or anything, and they'll take a lot of weight, they guarantee it. So I thought I would add that to the video because that's just one of the neatest things I've ever found. This is the office walkthrough. In the future, we're going to be doing some more videos on our processes, equipment that we use, and different things like that. So if you want to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and hit the little bell icon so you get a reminder when we put one of these videos up. But we thank you for watching our video, and we really appreciate it.